Hey Orchinistas, welcome to the channel Forever Orchids. I'm so glad that you joined me today. Today I want to show you a repot of this Phalaenopsis right here. And we're going to pot it up in this plastic pot, which is the pot that it was in. But we had some little issues and also some things that I wanted to show you about the roots. So stay tuned. Look at this root right here. Do you see in the center where my finger is moving? Do you see how the vellum is missing off of that root? Just in that spot. But look, the rest of this root is healthy. I'm not going to cut it. Look at it. Look at the root. All the way down here with a root tip growing. So just because the vellum is missing on your roots doesn't necessarily mean that they're dead. I've said that before, and a lot of people will just take their orchids and they'll just chop roots and just chop roots and chop roots. No, that root might still be viable. Look at this one right here that has no chlorophyll in it, where it was down in the moss. I'm repotting this plant because it had mealybugs on it, and when I unpotted it, I had mealybugs all the way down, all the way down. And I have pressure washed this with my little jet sprayer in the bathtub. I also noticed that the center here was pretty much rotted, kind of dead. And so I plan on repotting this plant into the same pot that it was in, but I'm going to put a net basket down in the middle. And that way that's going to get some more air around the center, because I am going to repot this all back in sphagnum moss just the way it was. After I've done some trimming of the actual dead roots, here's an example, an actual dead root. After I've trimmed those off, then I took my basket here, I filled it with bark and flipped my pot over so that now I have bark inside of here, because the rest of this is going to be filled with sphagnum moss. But I'm going to get the plant down into here first and then try to work my sphagnum moss around these roots, because I've got some very, very long roots on this plant. Now, once I have the net pot down in here in the center, I have filled it with bark, and I've placed my plant on there, and I have taken the plant and wound the roots around so that I can get the plant down just as far as I can in the pot. Now, I could get the plant down a little bit further if I took the net pot and the bark out, but I'd really like to have the center of this pot get some good airflow. So this is the way it's going to end up being. So now I'm just taking moss and filling it in. And you can see how I wrapped those roots in, and I'm going to fill in the best I can with sphagnum moss. If I need to, I can take this little stick here and press my moss down onto the sides and keep pressing it in. And there we go. I've now filled this all the way up with the sphagnum moss. Put a little extra sphagnum moss on this root right here so it will start growing down. It was growing straight out. So putting a little bit on that root tip, and hopefully that will encourage that root to go down. Hopefully these other roots here, they'll come on out and I'll be able to train them to go down into the moss. The moss I did soak in a sea kelp extract, so that will help the stress that this plant has gone through. And there you have it. Repotted my plant. Whoops, sorry about that. Holding the camera with one hand. So the last thing to do now is put my tag in. And then I have a little picture here, tag, so that, you know, when Phalaenopsis are not in bloom, they all look alike just about. And so I keep on a lot of them, I keep a picture to remind myself of which one it is. So I hope you enjoyed this quick little repot video. And until next time, guys. Hey, wait a minute. Hold your orchids. Don't go anywhere just yet. I want to show you, since I repotted that orchid, I wanted to show you what it has done. It has put out 2 new spikes, flower spikes. One, and there's one underneath this leaf right here. 2. Just since repotting, the roots are still continuing to grow, but I didn't expect it to go ahead and throw 2 bloom spikes. Oh, wait a minute. Yeah, I did. This, I told you in this video, this is my most prolific Phalaenopsis, Chia Yenlin, and normally it does stay in bloom most of the time, and as soon as it drops its flower buds and the flower spikes die back, a couple weeks later, throwing up new spikes, and it grows new roots, new leaves, and flower spikes all at the same time. So that's why I didn't hesitate repotting it, but I had to repot it for those mealybugs. Just had to get those out of the media so that I could get those under control. Until next time, guys, happy orchid growing. Bye.